We proudly present at this time on Wednesdays, Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Answering questions largely submitted by you. Maybe today's the day your question gets answered. We'll also tell you how to submit a question coming up here in just a few minutes in case you've got one as well. But first, please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing this morning?
Excellent. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great, even though it's raining out.
Yeah, it's a little on the gray side, but that won't dampen your spirits. I know that.
You got that right.
Well, we're going to pull on your 51 years of experience this morning and ask you to help somebody out. You ready to get into the question?
I'm ready, Todd.
All right. Here's what the email reads this morning. My sister was volunteering at an event at the Orange County Convention Center, which would be in Orlando. While there, one vendor display setup fell on her, causing her to be taken to the hospital with multiple injuries. She is being told she will need multiple surgeries on her leg and possibly a hip replacement. She doesn't have much money, and the staff at the convention center say they are not responsible for any injuries caused by vendors. They say to contact the vendor, but no one could provide any information. The convention center is non-responsive. Is there anything a lawyer can do to help? Let me just say before you start anything, Bruce, the fact that they're non-responsive doesn't shock me, and I know doesn't shock you, right?
That is correct.
So what would you advise here?
Well, there's only one thing to do is to hire a competent personal injury lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a case where I believe that, number one, the convention center is responsible because it's their place. They own the building. Mm-hmm. They're responsible to make sure that the people they invite there are safe.
Okay.
Number two is I would be shocked to find out that the actual vendor did not have insurance. In other words, I believe that the convention center would require that the vendors have insurance. So the insurance would be the place to seek a recovery from. Mm-hmm. This person was obviously hurt bad. They need money for their medical bills now and in the future. Mm-hmm. Probably missing work. They're entitled to be reimbursed for lost wages.
Right.
And pain and suffering.
Ah, yes.
So they need to get a hold of a personal injury attorney who would contact the convention center, find out which insurance companies insure the convention center, which insurance companies insure the vendor, and proceed on behalf of this poor person.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I mean, it's clearly the fault of the vendor.
Right. And as far as the convention center being non-responsive, that's how you get them to respond. A legal professional reaches out, they tend to respond then.
Absolutely.
And like you said, there's several different insurance companies that may be involved here. It may come down to dueling or battling insurance companies. You don't want to try to handle that as a layperson. You really do need a professional here.
You sure do, because you know what insurance company's motto is we never pay.
We never met a claim that we'd like to pay.
Right.
I heard you mention pain and suffering in there. I'm glad you did, because I was thinking it's not guaranteed yet, but it says possibly she'll need a hip replacement. If she does, I understand that could be a very painful process.
That is a painful process, and it looks like she's got some significant injuries that she's entitled, to be compensated for.
Right. Well, obviously, going up against a pretty big entity, the Orange County Convention Center, and who knows about the size of the business that set up the display that fell over or whatever. So get a professional, start the process, start feeling better by taking that burden off your shoulders would be the advice here.
That's my advice, is call a competent personal injury lawyer and let them go to work for you.
All right, Bruce. Once again, we do appreciate your years of experience. I know that on the other end of this conversation, there's somebody, if they're listening anyway, they feel a lot better about things right now. So thank you for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Todd. I'm looking forward to speaking with you next week.
As are we. Have yourself a good week, Bruce. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Now, if you'd like to submit a question for future consideration, sure, go ahead. Go to our website and put the keyword Bruce in the search box. If you have something like this poor person has with injury right now that's being treated and worked on and hurting you, please bypass what I just said and call the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner directly. 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.